And welcome everybody to the season 5 of A Link to the Past Randomizer League. For this matchup, we have Oops All Foxes facing off against the Divine Beastie Boys. I'm Adirondack Rick, being joined by my Beastie Boy, Sabatender.
Yo, Rick, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going absolutely fine. Fantastic here. We're in casual boots, week number 3, which means we get a whole lot of time to talk about this match while these runners get this thing going in just a few moments. Quickly taking a look at the standings here. This is a Misery Mire Division matchup here between the 0-4 Oops All Foxes and the 4-0 Divine Beastie Boys. So this is the first of the two matches between these two teams. Obviously, Oops All Fox, they would love to get a win on the board here. It's going to be a tough matchup for them. And the big thing is, they would love to maybe catch up to 2 Pearl 2 Furious, who's currently sitting at 1-4, because you don't want to be that last place team in any of these divisions.
No, good point. It's still early days in the season, but you're already kind of sensing that you don't want to be in the basement. So hopefully Chloe can right the ship here for Oops All Foxes. But Fear Agent for Divine Beastie Boys, pretty tough opponents, so it should be a nail-biter of a race, I think.
So we'll go ahead and talk about the stats for both of these runners here, but I do want to take a look at these codes that we have up on our screen. Sabatender, we have 2 Quakes and we have an Ether. That means we're going to need the Bombos, right?
Absolutely. Guaranteed.
And we are off and running. Here we go. Let's see what that first item is going to be inside of Link's house as both of them get out of bed. And that first item is a piece of heart. All right, let's go. Hyrule Castle for both of these runners. Dashing our way over here. Will we get a map check? Give So Cool something to do here in the first 5 minutes of this seed. Does not look at both of these runners just dashing right in. No map checks. Let's just go right in. All right, so Fear Agent representing the blue pennant of the Divine Beastie Boys, currently sitting with a 2-0 record, raced both times in the All Dungeons co-op. 1 over, don't forget to track us. Then we had Chloe Prower, also the blue representative of Oops All Foxes. Their only race they've done so far here in this league in season number 5 was in week number 1, All Dungeons co-op against Infinity and Pagog. They ended up losing to Will WC and Humbug. So that's where we stand for this match. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered everything so far. Oops All Foxes up against 2 good teams in the first 2 weeks. It just seems like, it shows you how deep the competition is, because this is a good team here. Oops All Foxes, yet 0-4. So hopefully they can pick up the pace here and keep up with the rest of the members in the Misery Mire group.
Fear Agent clinking a little bit against the guard, having some difficulties trying to get the fast rats on that. Oops All Foxes had a little issue collecting that key as well, but we get ourselves 300 rupees in the first chest here. Fear Agent getting dashed around here with the guards. It looks like Chloe Power's going to just sneak around the guards as well. Second guard tackled pretty well. All right, guard number 3. Spin, spin, there we go. There's our key for the castle.
Yeah, early on here, it's just about executing as fast as possible. I mean, that's what most of the game is anyways, but, you really get to see kind of an early peek at, at how each of our runners chooses to navigate the escape sequence and see if, who's got a bit of an edge execution-wise, even in these early phases.
And right now, that is Fear Agent, who's a little bit further ahead. 8 slashes to the ball and chain guard. Get that key. Fear done with that, no issues. Chloe Prower, no issues. Both good with that first guard. That ball and chain guard, that is. So taking a look at these 2 runners, Fear Agent back in casual boots has a 2-1 record in the league. In season number 4, faced off against Magnificent, ended up finishing with a 132-24. Chloe Prower's only time playing in casual boots came back in season number 3, 1 over Dorana. Taking a look at these 2 runners over the course of the ladder, Fear Agent in casual boots, sitting with a 29-18 record, average time 132.34, and Chloe Power 139.47, sporting a 7-6 record. But all this history that I've mentioned about these two runners, as far as the ladder's concerned, they only met up once.
Yeah, I mean, ladder kind of pairs people off kind of randomly, and so it's not often that runners might come across each other. So aside from maybe some, casual races that might be off the books a bit more, yeah, not a lot of history between these two.
In fact, that one meeting between the two was an open mode. Fear won that race. That was back on the 22nd of August of 2020.
Wow.
All right, we get ourselves a heart and Dark Cross. Fear using the chest to line up the dash to the door. Nice key dash right there. Chloe Power doing the same thing. Looks like Fear is going to be the first one to check out the back three of Escape. Going here with the boots. You don't have to worry about the bombs. Remember when we had to go through the Escape sequence in standard modes and you had to worry about bombs?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was the number one thing that you're thinking about all the way through the Escape sequence is, where am I going to get a bomb drop?
Nothing here in the back of Escape either.
Pretty clean Escape sequence from both of our runners here so far. Times look good. Yeah, so we'll see where they decide to go next after this.
Right now, given the fact that we really didn't see all that much, Kakariko Village normally is the first place you're going to go to, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a divergence, somebody going to South Shore. Obviously, oh, okay, there we go. There's a hammer. We need that.
We sure do. Yeah, I find that a little bit of divergence off the bat is not too bad. Oh, map check. Well, that was really quick. Is that Green Pendant Eastern Palace?
It's a vanilla Green Pendant Eastern Palace, indeed, and the other two are crystals. All right, we go inside here. This is in logic because of the starting boots, but it just turns out to be a nickel.
So both runners doing the kind of traditional, let's head for Kakariko first here. I find that with the boot start, it does give you the more freedom to maybe, take a shot at South Shore first. You're not going to be punished as much. It's pretty quick either way, whichever way you decide to route the seed.
So Chloe Power is choosing to skip the Lumberjack. Fear is, and that is an anxiety item.
Oh, yeah, is that a shovel that we just got a peek at there?
That looked like that was a shovel up there.
I mean, you have to work under the assumption that that's going to be nothing, but at least Fear has that knowledge at this point.
Oh, yes, indeed. Chloe Power does not. So Chloe Power is going to be the first one to head into the village. Oh, nice tree pull there for Fear Agent. Doesn't need to worry about the bombs. Now, Chloe Power does have the ability to get some bombs by way of bonking into this stone right there.
Opting just for one. I think one should be enough. We should find some bombs in a chest somewhere along the way here.
You say that until you don't get one, and then you cry.
Oh, for sure.
Fear doesn't need to worry about bonking into those stones. Hey, we have ourselves a lamp. We have ourselves 10 arrows. We have ourselves a red rupee. And we also have ourselves the moon pearl.
I don't like these early items.
Fear picking up those same items right now as well.
I guess we're only one piece away from Dark World access. It's not too bad. I forgot we had the hammer already.
Yes, indeed. Hey, there we go. Purchase 3 bombs for 100 rupees. How about that for a deal?
That's what Chloe was looking for as well.
Absolutely. That probably was one of the best results for Chloe Power. And now going into the well, we're going to see what we have back here. There's a bow, so your next stop is going to be Eastern. green pendant Eastern. Oh, flippers. Okay, we're maybe. Okay.
You know, I don't know what it is about casual boots, but they always feel like there's always like pieces. There's always stuff to do. It seems like there's so many. I find these seasons just go by really fast, and it just feels like you got to be hustling all the way.
Oh, that was unfortunate right there with the fact that that bomb did not break open the wall for Chloe Prower. And we do get ourselves a 20 rupee as a result. So, I guess the question is, Green Pendant Eastern, would you dive it? Because you have everything you can to get all 4 items.
You know, I think if you are going to commit to the bit, just like go for it before even doing anything like South. It seems a little bit iffy at this point, but I mean, if you're going to go for it, I think you got to go all in on it.
Yeah, you pretty much have to at this point in time go for all 4 items. So Fear now taking the lead because Chloe had to go purchase some bombs as Fear now turns down towards the library. I dig Fear Agent's timer, which is made of like a chalkboard.
Yeah, it's a nice little look.
We find 100 rupees inside of the library. We're not going to be... Oh, we are going to pick them up because we might need Zora money. Veer has decided to go pick it up. Chloe has now said, no, I don't want that 100 rupees. Nothing at the race game. Chloe Prower does a save and quit. This is back and forth action here, Sabatender.
No, I'm on the edge of my seat. We're only 10 minutes in here, and it's neck and neck.
All right. Chloe is going to take the bait over towards the eastern area. Let's see where Fear Agent goes. And he's going to go south, so we've got ourselves a little bit of a divergence.
Yeah, I feel like I like the play from Chloe here. I mean, you know you're going up against Fear here. Fear's a pretty solid runner. You yourself are no slouch, but you're thinking, maybe I'm just going to do the thing that my opponent's not going to do and, you know, luck into some items before they do.
All right. So nothing in back of Sahasrara. We'll probably be coming back here real soon. It's a good thing that we have a whole bunch of health because that Actorok doing... Oh, hey, there's a sword.
Yeah. So are we going to find a glove or is it just going to send us to Aga?
Well... Fear is going to be trying to maximize his Spear 1 locations at this point in time. Head over to Agina. Let's see what we have here. This is a check that a lot of people still do put off, even with the boots.
Yeah, with boots, I tend to go for Ice Rod Cave, even though I don't like Ice Rod Cave very much. So this one often ends as a missed check, that is.
And it's just a heart container right there. So now Fear Agent's going to be heading over to the mini Boldorm Cave. 5 items inside of there. Does now have the rupees to do Zora as well. So we've got a bunch of checks coming up here real soon. First item of Eastern is 3 bombs. Solid skills right here. We're going to throw a bomb at this last mini Moldorm and just hate the fact that it just missed barely.
Yeah, that Moldorm dodged right out of the way there.
All right, Piece of Heart. Piece of Heart. 300 rupees. 20 rupees and our first bottle of the seed.
Okay, so no one's going to go back to Sick Kid right away, but that is good to have there.
Fire Rod in the Eastern Big Chest. And Chloe is saving and quitting.
Ooh, I feel like if you're already in there, you go all the way. I don't know.
That's an interesting decision right over here. Because we only saw 2 items inside of that Eastern.
You know, I mean, you've picked up what is likely to be an item that you need for progression in the game. Like, I guess you're thinking you've dug everything out of the dungeon that you're going to get, but yeah, I mean, commit to the bit.
We'll see what winds up happening. If there is something in the remaining item in that dungeon or the green pendant turn-in, then that's going to be tough here for Chloe, but maybe this is a case where Chloe Prower feels that they need to make a decision here to try to go up against a very strong opponent. We know how good of a runner Fear Agent is. Fear Agent did run this league for several seasons, and of course also is now known for his 216 podcast. Go check that out if you haven't already.
I mean, this still could work out for Chloe. I mean, there could be nothing on that green pendant, nothing at Armos Knights. So, you know, it could be that, you know, especially the excitement of finding an item that you're going to likely need. Okay, I'm done here. Like, you just, I mean, it's tough to make the call to finish Eastern, and it's also tough to make the call to just back out of it. So, you know, there's pros and cons to each here, but yeah, I don't know.
I think the bigger question is if we find the hook shot. Because you know how the Seed loves to do that whole go to Aga and I'm going to give you flippers and hook shot.
Yep.
That is not a hook shot, that's a bug catching net. There's the 10 bomb pack right there. All right, 500 rupees. What are we getting, Sabatender?
I think it's probably just going to be junk.
Yep, junk. That is totally junk right there. All right, so based on all the checks that we have right now, it's Sick Kid, the remaining item in Eastern, the green pendant turn-in, or we're off to see the wizard.
Yeah, quickly running out of item locations, so big decisions are going to have to be made. When to go for Aga, I think, is really this is gonna come down to at this stage of the race, at least.
Fear Agent's going to be getting these items in here, and then we're going to see the play into Eastern. Now we know that play into Eastern very likely is going to be required more than anything else because of that fire rod that you need in order to at least get through 2 of the dungeons, if not 3. All right, Chloe Prower is going to be filling up in the goo, and we're going to see what our freebie here for the green potion is. Well, as soon as the fairy actually wants to let us have it. Getting that text box was unfortunate, but getting a blue goo as a result.
Yeah, nice little upgrade there.
All right, so Chloe Prower is about to get the bad news that 500 rupees nets you a 480 rupee loss.
Yes, so I get the feeling that Chloe is going to be doing Aga, now. We're not going to see a revisit of Eastern. So Fear Agent, probably, I'm thinking with less on the map for him to look at, is going to finish off this dungeon and maybe turn in that green pendant.
And there's the play right there. So Chloe Prower is heading up to Aghanim. We can play the great guessing game of how many blue balls you feel that Chloe Prower is going to be getting coming up here. Somebody in chat asking about the mountain warp. There is no way to get up to the mountain at this point in time. You need the gloves to get up there or the flute, and we haven't seen either one of them. So there is the fire rod for Fear Agent. He is still going to stick around here and find out what this third item is. I mean, if this progression here leads to nothing, either the third item in here or the green pendant, then Chloe Power has a little bit of an advantage. But if there's something in here, that swings the race right clearly into the Divine Beastie Boys.
Yeah, definitely. Early kind of key moment of the race here.
All right, possible item here. Let's see. That is not, so the item's going to be on the Armos Knights. And again, that is the green pendant, so the turn-in at Sahasrahla also looms as well. Getting some fine guesses in chat here for the number of blue balls. I'm seeing some low numbers and I'm seeing some high numbers. That 7 sounds evil.
Yeah, 7 is too many.
Oh, spear. How does that work that a spear gets to block a fire rod shot like that?
Yeah, that's doesn't seem right.
All right, key picked up there for Chloe. That was a rough 5th floor here for Chloe. I know they would rather have that floor back, but here we go. Armos Knights, Fear Agent, 18 arrows. That's nothing.
Right,
so
one
the
more
wait,
shot, I guess. Yeah.
the wait continues. All right, the turn into Sahasrahla. This is the key moment here. If this is something big, this is bad news here for Oops All Foxes, but if it's not, that's good news. And the answer is, well, we just missed out on a piece of 1 1/4 hearts there for Chloe Power.
Yeah, so I guess good on Chloe for backing out of Eastern Palace there early. It's gonna put Fear a bit behind here, but it's still early days in this seed, so plenty of time to catch up.
So far, I have not been keeping track of the quantity of the blue energy balls.
Neither have I. Hopefully someone in chat is paying attention to that.
Well, there's some more as well. And even more. And even more. And Chloe does not know about that shovel. Holy cow, this fight. Oh my!
Yeah, no one likes this.
No, I think the 200 viewers of twitch.tv/speedgaming are currently enjoying this little festival. We're at 8. That's it. Fight is over.
Yeah.
And Fear Agent's gonna have to deal with that as well. Alright, Pyramid Ledge. Just 20 rupees. So, do you go into the Palace of Darkness at this point? It is a clearable dungeon. Do you go down to Hype Cave? And it looks like we are going to Hype Cave. This is way too chill for this climb
I
up
know.
the tower.
I'm really grooving to this.
Flute. Silvers. Blue mail. Nothing. And 50. All right, that gets us up to the mountain. Now that only gives us, what is it, 2 checks?
Yeah, not a ton. Even though it seems to be opening up a lot, it's not going to do a lot of work for us yet.
There's still some more checks to make over here. Head over to Stumpy. Fear Agent's about to spend the next gazillion hours over here on this AGA 1. Yeah, that's 1.
Alrighty, Chloe, going all the way over to the dig game first, clearing out all these other checks before making the dive into pod.
2. Three. 4. This is disgusting. 5. 'All right, Chloe Power's about to go ahead. Activate the flute. 6, 7, and 8. This has the potential to be up to 10, Sabatender.
Yuck.
Maybe actually 11. So yeah, that confirms that 8 that we saw from earlier. Sick Kid. 20 rupees. This was officially a required agonum. And there's our map check. Blue pendant, Palace of Darkness. Red pendant, Thieves Town. And I saw 6 crystal over at the Ice Palace.
Yeah, I couldn't quite catch where the other one was. I looked over in that same direction.
So both pendant dungeons involves the bow, but the bow was so easily accessible.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna still have to go into pod and take a look at some point. So you will probably look in both of those bow required dungeons.
Hey, Vanilla!
How about that? All right. Well, this gives Chloe something to do for the next little bit. They can head over to East Death Mountain now.
And so we find ourselves 5 rupees up on top of Spectacle Rock, and we now have a way to get it. We are not getting that item inside of Spectacle Rock. So our next stop appears to be the Tower of Hera. First crystal dungeon to be done for the seed.
Yeah, it's a bit behind schedule, I would say. 30 minutes in, usually with a casual boot seed, you're already, clearing dungeons by this point. So, but the way the seed has been so far, not a whole lot you can do about that. Quake Medallion in the cage there in the first part of Hera there.
And Chloe Prower has decided to leave and try to see if we can't locate the hook shot somewhere else so that way we don't have to go all the way downstairs and watch all those tiles fly. Piece of heart located over here on the floating island.
Alrighty, Fear Agent with that knowledge of the shovel being up here at Lumberjack is going to pick it up now. No better chance than right now to grab that. So we'll have to see if that actually is anything. That's something that Chloe has definitely missed out on.
We found Bombo saying Quake up here on the mountain. So what if the shovel leads to a glove?
Yikes, that would be a pretty bad item to have sitting there on the dig spot. Chloe's going to take a while to get back to that, I think.
Paradox Cave here for Chloe Prower. We find ourselves another fetch quest with the mushroom.
Pretty easy one to do when you've got the flute, so that should be turned in, I'd imagine, pretty quickly.
Get ourselves a piece of heart. 40 rupees so far. A 50 to make it 90 and 3 bombs. Nothing here in Paradox Cave except for that mushroom.
Yeah, kind of the way the seed was going, it kind of felt like there'd be something here to kind of keep our runners going with progression. But yeah, a whole lot of nothing.
Chloe is leaving the mountain and has not decided to go back into the Tower of Hera just yet. It looks like maybe we're thinking about maybe a trip to the Palace of Darkness. Shovel turns out to be useless. Oh, no. Can't do that yet either. All right, so we are going to go to the Palace of Darkness. I was thinking Catfish, but we can't even get to Catfish as a result of us not having the glove yet.
Yeah, good point. I was thinking about that check as well, but you're right. Can't get there.
Yep, you get right to the east of the Dark Potion Shop, and then you try to lift up the rocks, and you're like, oh, right. That's right.
Alrighty, so Pendant Pod. Pendant Pod is always the answer.
And Chloe Prower has not done a map check yet, so has no idea that this is a pendant until they walk in, they see the P up on the top left corner, and I think that took them aback for just a moment as Fear gets the taste of vanilla.
Alright, so not bow locked here in Pod.
Yep, shooter room having a key. And these plays that Chloe Prower is making might be just calculated moves, knowing that you're up against Fear Agent. Fear Agent is a definite strong runner, so therefore maybe you take a few risks, you take a few gambles to try to get yourself a shot for your team.
Yeah, I mean, the thinking could be that they already dug one item out of the cage here. Just wait until you're 6 crystals in and you can finish off Hera, flip over into Dark World, and go right into GT from there. Could be the play. We'll see.
Yep, we'll just have to make note of that for the post-race conversations. Fear is going to be spending some time watching the tiles fly. As Josh Bettner, one of the admins for the Casual Boots tournament, points out, Chloe Prower did pretty solid in that Casual Boots tournament that happened over the course of this summer. So they are no slouch in this mode. And I was wondering if that bomb was actually going to hit that crystal switch hitbox, but it did.
Yeah, right on the edge, I think, with that one.
20 rupees, the first item we've seen here in this Palace of Darkness. Magic Cave. Now that one's interesting.
Yes, it is. It doesn't do anything for us right now. But I guess.
Well, once we get
Spike
access.
Cave?
Well, Spike Cave, actually, yes. Well, not yet. We need a glove to get into Spike Cave. Or to get to the item.
Oh, yes, right, yeah.
I remember that tournament race where there was a certain partnered streamer who wound up going into said cave, got to the end, and was like, oh, right.
That's one of those things you just walk in there assuming you've got gloves already, yeah. Okay, second item in Hera, not anything.
Not consequential. We did see the magic powder over here in the dark maze. And Chloe is escaping out of here without finishing off Helmassar. So we're going to trade in the mushroom now. Now I'm starting to get a little curious about what this logic wants us to do to get this progression.
Yeah, I'll say it's not really making itself too clear.
Just 20 rupees for the item here in the potion shop. And we flew to 8. Oh, we're going to check the lumberjack. This is where Chloe's going to find out about that shovel. If you're getting word about the piece of heart on the floating island. All right, so this is going to send Chloe over to check that shovel in just a moment.
Yeah, maybe with a stop off at the Magic Bat along the way, perhaps. We'll see where they decide to route.
Oh, yep, we got the magic bat here. Here we go.
Let's see what we've got here.
There's the mushroom for fear agent, magic bat. Oh, that's not what we needed.
Yikes. Chat is pointing out a hookless swamp situation, which no one wants to do, but that is maybe where it could be.
You're right. And also, don't forget, we did not have the mirror when we wound up going up to the mountain just a moment ago. So there's also a cave 45 that exists.
Yes, that's right. This seed is like not fun so far.
This seed is hurting my brain. I just really hope I don't get a seed like this when it comes up to Saturday when I face off against Mel Xanthalos in our group.
Yeah.
Chloe heading over to Agina. This is a check that Fear has made already, so we're now going to see Fear kind of taking a little bit of a lead by way of... First of all, they're going to go into the Palace of Darkness. Now, I did not count the items that we saw here in this Palace of Darkness, so we're either at 4 or we've seen all 5 of these.
I get the feeling that chat was saying that Compass is probably on Helma, so there might not be anything there.
And that very well could be a possibility, for sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, It does look like it's going to take us a while to get back over to that swamp area where the solution to the seed very well could be.
Yeah, I guess is Chloe finishing off Hera here? Just like
This-
I've run out of stuff that I want to do, so I might as well finish off a crystal.
Yeah, this is the going into the Tower of Hera because I was hoping to get the hook shot before I finish off this dungeon. So, unfortunately, Chloe's not going to be feeling good when they pull out the red rupee as the second item of this dungeon. And I'll be honest with you at this stage, Sabatender. If this turns out to be a pedestal seed, and there's a lot of people talking about that already, if this turns out to be, that's going to be really, really bad for Chloe Prower, considering the fact that they went into the Palace of Darkness, they left, went into Eastern, they left.
And I mean, I could imagine a world where they then, once we get access to Thieves Town, maybe dip first fort and then leave that too.
Which is a possibility. I mean, that one's less punishing than going into the Palace of Darkness and having to go back in, or Eastern and having to go back in, but it would still be a double dip at that point.
The only thing I can hope for is that once the next piece of progression is found, that it kind of like, you know, the seed picks up the pace after that. You know, I just don't want it to string our runners along for the rest of the game. You know, like this seed is frustrating enough. I can imagine if I was running it. You know, like so. Hopefully things start to kind of, you know, form shape and make sense.
So what would you be saying in your mind at this stage if you were running the seed at this point?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd feel like I was going too slow, but then I would be like, what am I supposed to do? This seed just seems really dumb. I'd be kind of annoyed that the seed was just dumb. I think both runners have made plays that absolutely make sense. I probably would have been more on Fear's side here, doing more of the kind of the thorough play style, but it would be frustrating. It's just so frustrating. You're waiting for that next item to show up, and it's just not showing up, and that just kind of sets you on edge a little bit as you're running.
Absolutely, and that is one of the things that, you know, you've got to get your mind... Control your mind, I guess, is what I really want to say in regards to that. But we do have a few moments here. Let's go ahead and talk about this division. This is the Misery Mire division, and the current leaders with a 5-1 record, only based on points, they have the lead at this stage, is Bottles on Empty. If the Divine Beastie Boys sweep this week, they will still be back into first place. Those two teams will be meeting up in week number 6 for that Cross Keys Pseudo Boots week that's going to be coming up. That's going to be interesting coming up here week 6 if those two teams still are on a collision course for the top seed in this division. Behind them, we have two Infinity and Pigog, which both teams have already faced. Don't forget to track us, Rando Toddlers, who I believe is going to be the next opponent for Divine Beastie Boys. Leftovers Forever, Two Pearls, Two Furious, and currently sitting here with an 0-4 is Upal Foxes. As we now start to get some new checks in here, Sabo.
Yeah, it looks like we're heading towards K45 here for Chloe. And based on what I'm seeing in chat here, it looks like we do have an item on Helma. So if Fear keeps going here, we might get something new as well. But
no.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it. Yeah, I don't blame him, honestly.
Nope. Because he checked his inventory. He saw that he still does have a item, or he does have a dungeon item.
That's it. I'm not believing chat ever again.
How dare you believe what chat has to say?
I thought we were friends, Ravis. I thought we were friends.
There's your ultimate anime betrayal right there.
Yeah, right.
You thought Ravis was for you. However, it turns out that Ravis was fighting for the enemy.
My God.
It only took us 43 minutes to get loopy here, Sabo.
I know, right? I mean, this seed just was slowly feeding the fire here.
All right, Chloe's heading into the Swamp Palace. And I think Fear Agent's not going to be too far behind.
Yeah, this lack of glove situation is becoming a problem here. You know, having to go through the Hyrule Castle portal every time, kind of annoying.
All right, here we go. What do we got coming in here? You know what would be disgusting? Well, never mind. There's the glove.
Okay.
I was about to say, you know what could be disgusting is if we found the book here, because that would send us into Desert Palace.
Yeah.
However, there we go. As Fear's about to get this news that the 20 rupees is there, the answer is inside of Swamp Palace. But Chloe Power has done enough. I'm leaving your dungeon without getting all the items, so I think Chloe's going to stick around just in case the hookshot turns out to be here.
Yeah. You're already in this dungeon. I don't know. Yeah, go for it. Right.
I don't know. It's a tough play. Because you skip out of here and it turns out to be something important, then this has become the seed of double dips.
Yeah, I feel like the glove opens up enough that this feels like kind of a bad play. Okay, sure, there's a sword. That's nice.
That's worth it. That's worth it, especially when you have to go up against Mothula soon. All right, let's see what Fear does with this dungeon.
I feel like Fear. I'm thinking he gets the glove and he's out of here.
Well, we're gonna find out in just a second. Does Fear leave this dungeon? The answer is yes. Took a while to get to that mirror, but there's the mirror pull. All right, so now we look to Chloe Power because this is going to get a little interesting over here on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, left side swamp made even slower by it being hookless. This could be a check, a skip later on for Fear. So, I mean, if something is good here on this left side, could be a while for Fear to get to it.
Well, it could be just a little while for Fear to get anywhere because of those dead rocks.
Yeah, no kidding. They're really roughing him up.
They're resilient. As we now head over to Spike Cave. Left side swamp for Chloe Power, hookless. Bombs. If you're hoping to get some hearts, get nothing out of those 50-50s. Sabo, what do we have here?
I'm worried that it's just going to be junk in both cases here.
Fear, realizing he didn't have enough magic. Smooth move right there. We continue this cycle because the big case vanilla.
God, that couldn't get any worse. Feels bad.
All right, the search continues. And now Fear, because we now have the Moon Pearl plus Aga killed plus the mirror, has to start on top of the pyramid. Flute to 3. It's a map. The worst map you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaking map right there.
I mean, the sword is nice, but Fear knows what he can do with his Master Sword. It's not that big of an advantage coming in this section of this run.
Yeah, exactly.
As we welcome in the viewers that were watching Speed Gaming 3, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer Casual Boots Week of the League, Season 5. I'm Adirondack Rick, being joined by Sabatender, and we've had an AGA-required seed that had 8 blue balls. Yes, it was that fun.
Yeah, so far a pretty evenly matched race here. Not a lot of progression.
Fear getting trolled by the fairy.
That fairy does that a lot, I find. It's pretty rude a lot of the time. Yes, so progression has been, piecing itself together, few and far between, though. We haven't really seen a lot of, steady progression, and this is not going to be a quick seed unless things really pick up the pace. I mean, we only just got a glove,
Yes, it took us 47 minutes. Well, maybe a few seconds or a few seconds shorter than that, but 47 minutes to get a glove.
Alrighty, so Fear moving right onto the back here of Skull Woods. I think Chloe's probably going to do the same.
All right, heading to the back of the Skull Woods. At the 50-minute mark of this seed, sometimes you're in go mode at 50 minutes. Not this time.
Yeah, 50 minutes into a casual boots, you're usually well on your way and you're feeling pretty good about where things are. But there's a lot of work left to be done for our runners here.
And that piece of heart is not going to get us anywhere closer to this. Maybe when the person who rolled this seed rolled it, they were thinking about you and me and how sometimes when we do commentary together, we get jet seeds, so therefore we don't get a whole lot of time to break into our fun shtick together. And they wanted this to be a bad seed.
Maybe they just wanted more of us in the booth. I don't know. It's a strange seed roller if that's their deal.
Well, that seed roller better pay these two runners $50 for the time that they spent on this seed.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ooh, Chloe did not get to that key, but finally gets it. I was worried they're going to get grabbed by the hand. All right, here's the Master Sword kill here for Fear Agent. Going to the hammer strats. Oh, nice. Chloe's getting destroyed by the spikes. Finally gets Mothula away. Finishes the fight.
It was pretty unfortunate Mothula there. He got stuck up on that left side there, and Chloe just couldn't get him out of the corner there, and those spikes just took advantage of the opportunity there.
So we've seen one item inside of the Skull Woods. As we watch Fear making his way to the front section. The Popos really are trying the seed.
I feel like everything is trying this seed to make our runners' lives miserable.
Even us. When they listen to this and see how much we're laughing at their pain.
Yeah.
And this seed's going to give them the big key just because. There it is.
So second item in the big chest, is that what we're thinking? Yeah.
Yep. Might make it easy. Oh, come on, game.
Whew.
All right, bombs. That's it. We're done. Moving on. All right, Fear turning to the left. We're going to head over here to the bumper ledge. See what the magic cape is for. Nothing.
Alrighty, Clothing heading right down to Village of Outcasts here. They are not interested in Graveyard Ledge or King's Tomb at this time.
Sea House. Heart House. All right, GYL. NOPE. Ten arrows, the first item inside of Thieves Town. And you're probably getting a little anxious as you're getting to the 55-minute mark of this seed.
Yeah, it just feels too slow. You know, the pace feels too slow. Casual Boots is supposed to be pretty quick.
Interesting book.
Yeah, and you know that that's going to be where stuff's going to be. Nothing in Thieves Town is going to help Chloe. That's going to be what we're looking for, is that book there.
All right, so let's see what we have. Chloe has decided to leave the Thieves Town. That means Chloe has now abandoned all 3 of the pendant dungeons.
At least they're consistent on that.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's see what we have inside of the brewery. Does Fear decide to finish off this dungeon? And if you're Fear, do you check the pedestal before you make a dip into Thieves Town?
Ooh, I think, yeah. That's not a bad idea.
Chloe's heading north. Fear has a mirror out. I feel like that's very telling at this stage. But instead, we will go into Thieves Town.
Or wait.
Or we'll leave the portal right there. All right. So this is the decision that Fear has made. Do I want to finish Thieves Town?
I mean, like, there's so many items, progression items that we're still looking for.
5
yes.
5 items that could be needed for the seed could be on this pedestal. Hookshot, Ice Rod, Ether, Cane of Samaria, Titan's Mitts. And it's neither.
Yikes. That's actually kind of surprising. You know, I never really like to think that a seed is going to be a ped seed, but this one at least had some of the makings for it, and then we just get jebaited like that.
Yes, indeed. All right, here we go. Thieves Town.
So, I mean, like, what this is saying to us is that the seed's just going to continue to drag us along all the way. Like, so we're going to go to desert, we're going to get one more piece of the puzzle, and then it'll kind of just go from there. Like, it's not going to be, you know, hey, you got 3 crystal dungeons you can go mode now. It's just going to be just piecemeal all the way through.
Just like that piece of heart that's on the pedestal.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see if Fear stays in here. I will say this. We're gonna tell our seed roller, if we're gonna roll seeds like this, I don't want them touching the bot come later this week.
Yeah, right.
Fear is gonna nope out of the first 4. Bombos to have the check here for Chloe Prover. Probably gonna double this with a check into desert. No. That's also a no. K45 was already checked by Fear. He checked it before going into Swamp Palace. This is a Bombos check for Fear. I don't see Fear going back into Swamp at this stage. He's got too much to do.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a clearable dungeon ahead of you, I think you've got to prioritize that as opposed to redipping a dungeon that you can't complete yet.
₹20 there for Fear. And he'll drop down, head over to Desert Palace just like Chloe is. What do you think we're going to get here, Sabo?
I don't know. It's probably going to be the Titans mitts. I don't know. Like, I don't know what else to expect out of this. No, wait, no. It's not going to be that. It's gonna be the hook shot. We're going to have to go back in a swamp to find something else. It's just, yes, yeah.
That sounds disgusting. I love it. I wouldn't be surprised the way the seed has been going. Chad may be yelling at Sabo all they want. There's a bottle. That's not it.
So that's both items, I think. So we're not going to find hookshot here. We're not going to find anything here. Like, you would think, here we go. We've got the book. We can do a dungeon, and we still get nothing out of it. Like, this seed is just poop.
So, Sabotender, we have two options at this stage.
Yeah, none are good.
What are those two options?
Ether tablet or I had the other one in
Catfish.
Catfish, yeah, right. Ugh.
Both of them are long checks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's also Thieves Back, I guess.
Yeah.
That also sounds like a nasty option at this stage.
This seed has been nothing but, pick the least bad of the bad options you have. Like, that's this entire seed so far.
Okay, so we're going to find the hook shot, as you pointed out, on the Ether tablet now. And therefore, we're going to get that to go back into Swamp Palace. And there we're going to find the Titan's Mitt.
Yeah, but we won't be able to get into either of Misery Mire or Turtle Rock because that'll be Ether Medallion. So
Bingo.
We'll have to find that in like Ice Palace or some nonsense. It's just going to be one thing after the other. Just bad, bad, bad. Pretty nice kill there by Chloe on the Lamolus there.
Yes, indeed. And now it's Fear's time to show us what he can do with Lamola. Chloe is going up to the mountain. Solid kill for Fear as well. How does Link not get a concussion with those rocks falling?
Ooh, I know. Yeah, he should be in the protocol for that.
Sorry, Link can't save the land of Hyrule this time around. He's in the concussion protocol.
Yep, out of commission for a couple of weeks. Okay, so Fear also choosing Ether Tablet. Yeah, I don't blame either runner here.
All right, here we go. Ether Tablet falling from the sky. Absolute junk. I mean, half magic isn't junk, but it's not what we need. All right, so here's the big check that people were wondering about, which gave Chloe the apparent lead over Fear. Well, here's one of them right here, and this is the Spike Cave check, which Fear has already done.
Yeah, Chloe has made a few skips here that has put them kind of like on equal footing with Fear so far. It's been a really, nice race in that regard, that both our runners are staying pretty close to each other here. But yeah, a little bit of cleanup needs to be done by Chloe here. Fear's already able to kind of move on and do some other stuff.
All right, Catfish for Fear. Watch this have nothing at this stage.
Oh man, and of course it'll be Thieves Town back. Yeah, I can see it coming.
And Chloe doing the same, starting off at the pyramid, did not need to do a mirror transition. So a little bit of time save, I guess. All right, what are we finding here, Sabatender? What are we finding?
I mean, I still think that the hookshot is the next piece that's gonna show up, but is it gonna be here? I don't know. I'm thinking that because our runners have chosen this location next, it's not going to be here, and it's going to be in Thieves Town. And why didn't they just go to Thieves Town? Didn't they know? You know, like.
There's the bonk for fear. And
why? Ugh.
back to Thieves Town we go. Back to Thieves Town we go. Yay. We are fully out of things to say. We'll just sing along. Hung, hung.
Yeah, I mean, our runners have already dipped into Pendant Dungeons in this seed, and so they're finally like, okay, we're not doing this one again. You know, we're finished with you, Thieves Town. And sure enough, it looks like we might actually need Thieves Town.
At the hour 5-minute mark of this seed, be sure to give our runners the whole lot of love that they both deserve, because my goodness, they're going to need it. Twitch.tv/fearagent and Twitch.tv/Chloe_Prower. I forgot the underscore in Fear Agent. I'm getting threatened by chat.
It's a good night so far for us.
Yes. We got ourselves a kind of seed that, you know, makes us sound like we're Al Michaels on the Thursday Night Football conversation. Although this is a whole lot more thrilling than Thursday Night Football.
This is true. You've chosen right by being here with us tonight. I think we keep it fun.
Yes, we do. So do our runners. Please don't die.
I know, right?
All right, what's here in the attic? Is there something good?
I mean, there has to be, right?
There it is. And Fear has said, I have had enough.
I mean, it's the smart play to get out of here, I think. But boy, oh boy, if there is something deeper in this dungeon. Ugh.
That's been the entire theme of this entire broadcast, Sabatender. If there's been something deeper in this dungeon, then XYZ.
That's true, actually. That's happened quite a fair bit.
As Fear is saving the breadsmith and now doing hammer pegs. Hey, it's the other boomerang. Chloe's staying in.
This is a play. This is a play. Let's see.
Breadsmiths have been saved and brought home. For 10 rupees, what will these two mint for you today? A required item.
Okay, we're picking up the pieces slowly here. We're still missing the cane, the hook shot, and maybe a medallion, but we're getting there.
Minimum 2 items away from go mode. Maximum 3. You always love seeing compasses. Hey, there's the boots.
Nice. Okay, so the small key is in the big chest in Thieves. So the last item is on blind. Chloe, having made the play to keep going in the dungeon, is going to see this out and see what blind is holding on to.
Bombos needed to get into Misery Mire.
Man, do you dip Misery Mire? I wonder.
Shield. Line goes down for Chloe Prower. For a nickel.
That's really disheartening after you spend that.
Hook shot!
Oh, yikes. Okay, so now it's all kind of, coming together here.
The good news is that Chloe seems to be setting up the first part of the Breadsmith chain. While it looks like Fear Agent is on his way to the Ice Palace. Still without that tempered sword. And here's the interesting thing. What if Fear Agent gets into go mode before he goes back into Swamp Palace?
I mean, misses out on that sword most likely, so that could make a bit of a difference in the kind of long run. We'll see. The thing that's kind of unfortunate is now that the pieces are starting to kind of come in together here, Chloe's running out of time to kind of like make a move to kind of gain back some time here. So they're a little bit behind, and I'm wondering how they can catch up. It's got to be, they got to make another play, basically, I think.
Right.
And I don't know where we're going to find that.
Right, but thankfully Chloe Prower's not making this play because that would have been absolutely devastating with that ice rod.
Yeah.
Like, yes, Chloe Prower does need a move to get back up to where Fear Agent is right now, but on the same token, it would have been absolutely devastating had they missed out on the Breadsmith chain.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we know that is the boots because that is the only item that gets replaced with a green 20 in this mode. Chloe accidentally floating up to the mountain. That would have been rough to do that without getting this hook shot.
Yeah, thinking, okay, we've got Dark World access to that, Dark Death Mountain, but oh wait, I can't really do too much, so it's kind of a waste of time. Another mountain trip would be very costly at this point.
I think Fear's starting to panic just a little bit at this stage. It's an hour 11. You're still an item from go, maybe two.
Yeah, it does start to weigh on you a little bit there. Chloe's picking up the hook shot there. Awesome stuff. Yeah, you're just so annoyed with this seed so far that it just kind of like little mistakes start to kind of creep into the execution, and it gets a little bit annoying.
We have seen a red rupee in a heart container now. Chloe is going back into Swamp Palace. And totally, Chad is right in regards to the execution. You're not in a good mindset at this stage, and it's showing in the way you're executing. And this is where you've got to calm yourself down. Little do you know, your opponent's been struggling the same way that you have. I mean, if you're Fear, you would love to see the Cane of Samaria here, but that could be a double-edged sword. But it's not here. There's the third item. That's 10 arrows. People asking how this seed has been. Sabatender, summarize this word, or summarize the seed in one word.
Only one? Painful.
Bingo. Fear about to face off against Cold Stare. This would be crystal number 4 for Fear.
Chloe also on their way to a 4th crystal. So still, it's still close between these two, which is really exciting. We're going to see a little diver down here from Chloe.
Nice diver down for Chloe. Kane is Samaria.
Really nice find.
And that's actually good news for Fear. Because that means he's going to get that tempered sword. And it's interesting that Chloe is skipping out on Waterfall Chest. Because we don't know if we're in go mode yet.
I mean, Waterfall Chest is a pretty quick check. I'm a little surprised, but I mean, I think you're gambling that you got 2 or 3. You're probably safe.
Right. It definitely is a gamble to make here. Fear grabbing the flute. If we flute, it looks like we're pulling up the hammer, so we're fluting to 4. This will be the swamp dive. And again, this is good news for Fear in the sense that he will be picking up this tempered sword. But being 1, potentially 2 items away from go mode, Fear definitely is going to be playing the game of maybe just going straight to the back.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
So therefore, Fear will not be doing left side swamp, but he will do the compass chest.
Yeah, I don't think he would do left first. That would be very strange.
All right. Chloe is going to go to Misery Mire. And I had to assume the game plan here is to play this as if you're in go mode.
Yeah, I think you have to.
So the big question, if somebody wants to get a point prediction on this, is what is going to be the requirement to get into Turtle Rock? Is it going to be that Ether, or is it going to be Bombos or Quake?
It is kind of an exciting pull, and seeing as we want to leave Turtle Rock to the end, it's going to be something that we're not going to know about for a couple more minutes at least. So the tension will continue to build here.
Yes, indeed, because Chloe's going to be doing Ice Palace. Now, the good thing about having the Cane of Samaria is the fact that they will be able to do the Icebreaker, which will save them the time here on this dive, although Mire 2 is not going in their favor.
Unfortunate timing with the Wizrobes there. It looked like they had it under wraps and then just whiffed on the beams there.
By the way, shoutouts to Fear's current rupee count.
Yes, indeed. Very elite. All right, couple of small keys in Chloe's inventory right now. Gonna check to see if we can get bailed out with a big key up here.
Tempered sword for Fear. Now it's gonna head straight to the back. Compass found, so no, this is not a God Mire.
I swear, I haven't seen a God Mire in a while now. It's been so rude recently, feels like.
The seed knows.
Exactly, yeah, you're trying to hurry here, and it's like, nah, I'm gonna put it in the worst spot.
Fear setting up. Did not get the diver down. Gonna try again. Not get this a second time. Trying one more time. I believe this is the new Raiden setup. Couldn't get it. Or Raiden setup, rather. Gets it this time, though. There's the Cane of Samaria. Yeah, that is the new Raiden setup. There's the big key inside the compass chest. Speaking of compass, there you go. What do you
on
think?
their way to the back there. Yeah, what's up?
What do you think the medallion is going to be for Turtle Rock?
I think it's going to be Bombos as well this time.
So you don't think we need that ether?
No, I think that's just too mean. And plus, our runners have already cleared so much. It'd be really awful if it actually is still out there somewhere.
It'll just be underneath the doormat.
Oh, true. That's right. We haven't been over to that side of the mountain, so.
There's the crystal for Fear Agent. Chloe's struggling with the spooky. As Fear gets up the crystal from Swamp Palace. Chloe still has to go to Ice Palace, so we still have a little bit of time before the answer of what the medallion is for Turtle Rock is. All right, Silver Arrow, Vitreous fight. This is a fight that's going to cost a whole lot of rupees next week.
Oh, yeah,
Hey.
That's right. It will. Yikes.
Next week, Retrance mode, co-op. It's going to be a mode that spans the course of 2 weeks because of SpeedGaming Live for the people that are heading to Herndon, Virginia, for that fun and excitement that's going to be happening over there starting next Thursday and running through the weekend. The change in tone of this soundtrack has now gotten to me.
Yeah, we were vibing to some lo-fi there, and now what has Chloe got going on here? It almost sounds like, is it Kirby? Or not quite Kirby, it's something very similar.
I don't know. And that's all I'm going to say is I don't know.
It's upbeat and we're having fun. Oh, Klonoa, that could be it. Hey,
That is
there we
what
go,
chat's telling
confirmation.
us.
Yes.
That's exactly what chat is telling us. Yes, Retrance, the combination of retro mode plus entrance shuffle, complete with a co-op, so therefore you have your partner screaming at you where all the entrances are, then you forget where all the entrances are, and then you gotta figure out where that big key is that they told you 30 hours ago. That's next week here on the Link to the Past Randomizer League.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough week, or a couple of weeks at least. It's a tricky mode to get down. You gotta, be in good communication with your partner on that one, and just keeping track of everything is kind of a mess sometimes.
Info Share Co-op is the mode. If you want to get more information about the Link to the Past Randomizer League, you can go to ALTTPRleague.com. I feel like I should have a script telling me what the next show is going to be on CBS at this point.
Yeah. The new fall lineup.
Yes, enjoy the new fall lineup here. Starting with 60 Minutes, except for on the West Coast.
Yeah, right. Alrighty, so hey, we're looking like we're pretty even here. Chloe saving a bunch of time by being able to go mode Ice Palace here. Fear just about on his way to Vitreous. We're going to be heading towards Turtle Rock, and the answer to our question as to whether or not we can actually get in shortly.
Here we go, Fear Agent firing off those silver arrows to Vitreous. Chloe Power firing off those fire rod shots to Cold Stare. An hour 23, you're getting nervous.
Yeah, nice kills by both runners here. Yeah, hour 23 in, you're just like racing towards the finish. You want to be done so badly.
Fear, done with Misery Mire first, is going to have a shorter fill-up because of the fuller magic meter. Chloe's going to have to wait for a moment. Here is the mirror for Fear Agent. He's about ready to flute up to the mountain. Chloe's right behind him. We're just seconds apart. This is going to be fun. This is going to be thrilling. Here we go. Fluting up to the mountain. Here we go. Is this going to be Bombos, Quake, or the Unknown Ether?
I mean, these runners so badly do not want to see Ether Medallion up there. I mean, it's probably, like we were saying, in one of the spots up here on the mountain, but just that one more thing you have to do is going to be so annoying. So yeah, fingers crossed for them at least that we maybe come across one a medallion we already have.
All right, Fear Agent to the top of the mountain first, separated by a trip up Paradox Cave. Pulling out the hammer. How fast can he dash and get those 3 spots? Or get dead rocked? And more dead rocked. 1 and 2 and 3 and Sabatender. What is this medallion?
It's Quake!
At 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 52 seconds, with that discovery, Fear Agent, by seconds, the first of these runners into go mode.
So we've got a really nice race to the finish here, honestly. Like, maybe what, 5-10 seconds apart at this point? 10 seconds, maybe?
1:25:10 for Fear Agent. I would say, yeah, 10 seconds exactly. 1:25:20 for Chloe Prower.
All right, so GT routing going to be a pretty big deal. Execution along the way here. 10 seconds can be, won or lost here in one fight with an enemy that goes kind of astray. So anything can happen, folks. This is exciting.
Or a menu that goes astray if you're Fear Agent. Chloe not going to the menu, just using the quick swap. Fear Agent going here. There's a small key. There's a small key. There's the mirror for Chloe. Head to the compass chest. What do we got here? There's our big key. So 2 smalls and a big. Is this going to be a... Is this going to be a solid setup here to this Turtle Rock?
I was just going to say exactly that. Like, so far the keys have been very generous. We like to see that.
Fear. Finding... Oh, there's our Ether. Of course. It was in here all along. But again, we were down to so few locations at this point. Oh, Chloe getting chain chopped twice.
Have to powder an anti-fairy here, I think, just to make things a little bit easier.
We'll probably choose to powder the anti-fairy and the key with the pokey that you spin to get the key. There's Fear powering the anti-fairies here to full up his life. Chloe currently sitting on the fire rod. Death would not be something desirable at this stage, so gotta be careful. There we go. We're going to switch these over now. And Fear is going to do the 20 and 21 gamble. It's a standard gamble these days. Skip the big chest. The only way it burns you is if both the big key chest and the big chest are small keys. And Chloe's doing the same.
Yeah, I feel like if you're you're thinking that you want to just get to the finish line as fast as possible, you're going to take this shot.
128.12 for Fear heading down here to the Dark Conveyor. And 128.27, so a 15-second lead here for Fear Agent. As we welcome in a new audience, those who are joining us from SpeedGaming 2, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer League, Week 3, Season 5 between Fear Agent and Chloe Prower. Fear Agent trying to keep his team undefeated. Chloe trying to get them a win on the board. Laser Bridge. There's our small key.
Yeah, it's been kind of a rough seed for our runners here. The progression has been slow, but they are neck and neck at this stage. Only a few seconds kind of separating our runners here. It's a real close one. Could come down to GT routing and a little bit execution. So we're all in this together here for the last stretch.
Fear Agent heading into Trinex 129.19. Trying to do this quick setup. Switches on over. We'll not get the 0 cycle, but we'll get a 1 cycle. Let's see how Chloe does. 129.40. Nice double spin. Chloe's going to do the standard setup here. Fortunately, he's going to have to deal with some ice on the floor. Our container pickup. Fear Agent picking up the final crystal. Sabo, we have a game, don't we?
Oh, yeah, we sure do. So there are 22 locations where the Gannis Tower big key can be. We are looking for that key. Put your guesses in chat, or use the channel points there to make a guess as to where you think the GT big key will be today. Rick, what do you think? Where's it going to be?
Number 7, and if Sokol can switch us over to Fear Agent's audio, as he's going to be the first one into GT.
Sounds good. Nice. I'm going to say 12.
Still a case. Both of these runners are in this race. Fear Agent's going to be the first one. And no matter what, we're going to keep the count on Fear Agent for the big key guessing game. So, hope room for Fear Agent. Test number 1 is a small key. Is this true hope? Yes, it is!
Wow, it doesn't get any better than that.
Congratulations to the 2s. You are winners.
Okay, looks like Chloe going with Dark Magician probably, so losing a little bit of time here, unfortunately, when there is not much time to give away.
And we do want to give a shout out to Map 1066, who was the one who put 2 in chat. And with Chloe heading here to the left as opposed to the right, this is now Fear's race to lose. As Chloe's getting ready to mirror, and it's going to get the bad news. The big key is True Hope.
That just happens so rarely these days that I don't blame them for, going Dark Magician. It seems to be that's the routing that pays off the most. Yeah, True Hope. How about that?
And it's not like the race flipped because of that.
Just kind of added a little bit of extra time onto Chloe's side there, put them a little further behind, unfortunately.
Absolutely, as Fear Agent now climbs up here to Lamo 2, 132.42 at the start of the fight. 3 silver arrows, and done we are. 5th floor coming up, climbing the stairs, 132.55. as it's looking like Fear Agent's going to lead his team to remain undefeated here.
Yeah, given the way that Fear has been executing this seed, I don't see too many mistakes popping up at this late stage of the game. It could still happen. Ganon falls are still a thing, but you know, I would trust that that Fear's not going to let that happen.
The second of the matchups between these two teams is going to be coming up on Sunday. Gamachu against Adalor. That is going to bring up Sunday, 2:10 p.m. Eastern Time, channel to be determined. Give these runners a follow. Chloe gets getting stuck right there. That's unfortunate. Oh, unfortunate here for Chloe. It's going to be more than a one cycle Lammo, and this is just adding to the time. Fear had a very, very solid run up the gauntlet, run up this tower. The power of execution showing here.
Yeah, it's been slowly kind of creeping further and further ahead of Chloe as we've gone on from TR into the GT here.
It was just seconds. Very microseconds, but seconds. When the two left with their sixth crystal. Fear done with the Agate 2. That missed energy ball. Probably the only really rough thing you could say about Fear Agent's climb.
Yeah, the first cycle was a little bit easier, and he let one slip by there. But other than that, no, really clean work through the tower here.
As Fear gets ready to drop in. And if he is clean on his Jeet or Ganon execution, this will be his race to lose. Let's see if Fear can get the 1-1. Fortunately, he's not going to be able to. Not with that unfortunate hit. Chloe getting hit. He's going to go ahead and cape this one so he can get the 1-1. Chloe gets pushed off with Lammo, unfortunately, and pushed down again.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. Late on in a seed, you're just adding on extra seconds that you just don't want to be wasting. Ugh,
and
3.
a third fall. As Fear now into stage 4 of this Ganon fight. Hit number 2. He's going to have to take another Fire Rod shot coming up here as Chloe finishes off with Moldorm 2. Oh, the good decision there by Fear just to lay off the controller. But there's the 4th hit, and Divine Beastie Boys remain undefeated with this win of Fear Agent over Chloe Prower.
Get your GG's in the chat there.
As Fear crosses the finish line, we'll get him in here to go ahead and talk about things coming up here in just a few, but be sure to follow both of these runners. Fear Agent _ Chloe _ Prower. And a big thank you to Sokol2044 for doing the button clicking for us here this seed. I do believe I heard a sound. That sound seems to tell me that we have a Fear Agent with us.
That's true, you do.
GG's, buddy.
Yo, what did I do? Did I do something to someone? That was awful.
Pretty gnarly seed, huh?
You see, the problem is, Fear. You didn't ban Drossi after he got under your skin about that certain Patriot gift. So
Yeah,
therefore, he decided to get back at you further. He wants to. He wants to push
man.
the boundaries.
Oh man, that was awful. That was awful.
So
Oh,
yeah,
honestly-
like not much to say about that one, I'm sure. You know, like it was just one thing after the other. It just kind of like sucked. You know, dungeon dives, half clearing pendants out and stuff. Like nothing that you want to be doing in a casual boot seed, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was just so slow, and I felt like every decision I made was wrong. You know, I really wanted to do AGA, and then we get everything for Eastern, and it's the green pendant, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. Then I got the fire rod, and I was like, okay, at least the fire rod's here. And then I finished it off because I'm like, it's 2 items in the back, right? At least with the killing the boss and the green pendant, so might as well do it.
So Chloe ended up not doing that. Ended up saving and quitting once after they pulled out that fire rod, which was an interesting decision at that time.
Yeah.
But turned out to be the right decision overall. Then went into Palace of Darkness a little bit later on. Chloe Power finishes up this seed. Get your GGs into chat. Anyways, so the big difference, I think, as far as the gambles were concerned, was when you noped out of Thieves Town after pulling those Titan mitts.
Well, I knew that there was so the mitts opened up so much, and I knew that it wasn't pet anymore, and I knew that there's only 1 item left. So I felt like, I felt terrible anyways. So
I mean, this seed made you feel terrible no matter what.
Yeah, so I don't know. I felt like that wasn't. I don't feel like I gambled. I feel like I was very thorough. I think the 2 gambles were like leaving Swamp right away and then leaving Thieves Town. I don't even know if I call that a gamble because it's a pendant. I know that I don't need to do the back or at least skill blind. So
Right.
I did everything else and they came back. And the one thing I do regret was doing Ice over Swamp, but that was just kind of going with my gut. I thought Samaria was going to be in Ice Palace.
Yeah, you unfortunately turned out to be nothing inside of that Ice Palace, and you did have some people commenting about it, but it actually turned out to be beneficial to the fact that Cane of Samaria was where it was because of the fact that it did give you a reason to get to that compass chest where that tempered sword was, as
Right.
Chloe ended up pulling that the first trip in.
Yeah.
Found nothing over there on the left side swamp, which was unfortunate, and it also was a setup where the big key was left side swamp, which then you get to go to the big chest, yay, or the big chest, yay. And I do believe we have Chloe here with us.
Hiyo,
Thanks.
GG's.
So pretty. It was a close race for the most part. We already got some of Fear's initial thoughts there. Chloe, what did you think of this kind of mess of a seed?
Oh, I could have done things differently, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what there is to say about it. It was kind of a hot mess. First glove in the swamp is weird.
So let me ask
Yeah.
about some of the plays that you wound up making in regards to the seed, where you noped out of Eastern without doing the Armos Knights or trading in that green pendant. And the same story with the Palace of Darkness. Was that part of your strategy going up against somebody like Fear Agent?
Yeah, the moment I saw that Eastern was a pendant, I said I'm not finishing this. I'm pulling the first big item, and I'm saying that nothing else is behind it. I did check PED later, which goes against that logic, but at that point, like, I was still missing mitts, and there wasn't all 3 pendants were clearable.
And at
I
that
don't know
point in
what you
time,
mean about pod though. I have it full cleared.
right, you wound up not doing the Helmsar King, which was only interesting in the fact that at that stage, we didn't know what the pedestal was going to be in play, but there's just so many items that could be out there. But it turned out to be the right move for both of you.
Helma has the compass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way I was doing it. I know all the pendants are available, but it's probably not a pet seed because it's still pretty rare. I'm just not going to commit to Helma at that point, not knowing if I need to or not.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of time sink, especially no
If
cane.
Yeah, if there was an item, I definitely actually if there was an item on Helma, I would have killed Helma at that point, just because I had either Swamp or K45 left, and I'm like, I don't know.
You had
to the mountain to get Mirror.
Yeah, you had
Oh yeah, I
bad
did
option after
that
bad
first.
option.
Yeah, it was the logic was definitely weird, but there wasn't like, I don't want to say it was linear, but the game opened up in like sections, and it gave you options every time it opened up.
It did, but it was all terrible options.
It wasn't
always, like,
good
the
options.
worst.
I felt like if the options were like a little bit closer together, it would have been like a really fun seed to play.
Did you get the ice rod right away? Because I feel like that one could be kind of.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, there's a chance that you just don't go straight to Smiths because 3 dungeons just opened up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Turned out to be that Fear was the first one to get to the ice rod, which had us a little concerned, but you did wind up doing the breadsmith chain then too, Chloe, which made things interesting. Now, this is definitely a race that came down to execution in the end, because how close this race was between the two of you when Chloe was pulling, I believe, the crystal from Cold Stare in Ice Palace. It was right about the same time that Fear was. It was just seconds of a difference, and then Fear just grew that lead, and then Dark Magician didn't work out for you, Chloe, whereas Hope was true Hope this time around.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Fear can execute better than me and more consistently, and I am also getting tired. Not to take anything away from Fear, because he definitely played an amazing race. But yeah, I mean, I could see it. 4 cycle Landmo 2, 3 falls to Moldorm 2. Both of those didn't help me at all.
I think what it really kind of boils down to is, I mean, it makes the end result doesn't quite show us how close this race was, because you guys really were neck and neck throughout the whole thing, and it made for a really entertaining race for everyone to watch. So I mean, thanks to you guys for putting on a great show here. I don't know, do we have anything else for our runners, Rick?
I just wanted to ask the level of pain that you both felt you suffered in this scene. I'll start with Fear.
It was just one of those seeds where it's like you're doing everything and it's none of it is the answer, and then it's like the last thing. It's just constant like last locating stuff, and that's just, it wears on you. It really does. But I've been doing co-op with Gamma, and he keeps reminding me just be confident and don't kind of tilt out. I think that's kind of the big thing that I was able to kind of maintain, was not like getting too tilted and just kind of what it is what it is. I put the race time page away like when I hit GT, and I was just like, whatever happens, and felt okay. But
Tilt, something that you talk about on the 216 podcast.
Yeah, learning to manage it a little bit better. So
go check out that podcast if you haven't already. And Chloe, what was your level of pain in this seed?
I mean, I try not to get stressed at these seeds. I don't feel like this is one that really annoyed me overall. I was just kind of vibing with it for the most part. I mean, yeah, it was annoying, but like, everyone's playing the same seed is the way I always think about it. So it's, if you're having a great time, then everyone else is too.
I like the attitude.
I do love the attitude as well. Now, there's one last thing I love to ask in League. So I'm going to start here with Fear. What would you like to say to your other runner that's going to be running this mode coming up on Sunday? Anything you'd love to say to Gamachu right now?
anything I want to say to Gamachu?
Yes.
Anything polite you want to say?
I don't. Yeah. Do good, I guess. I
don't know. And what about you, Chloe? Anything you want to say to Adalor?
Yeah, just don't fall asleep. Casual boots, but it's not casual because you have to be on top of your game the whole time.
Screw that. Yeah.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up for both of these runners. We have Fear Agent and Chloe Prower. GG's to both of you.
Thanks so much. GG's, Chloe. Good luck in the next race and the rest of the season.
GG's, thank you.
I think this is our first time racing 1-on-1. I think it is, right?
Uh,
I feel like we've been around for a long time.
maybe,
and
but
really,
like, yeah, I mean, it could have happened in a tournament, like a group stage or
Yeah.
something, like years ago.
The only thing I picked up on the research between you two was that you two raced each other in the ladder back in August of 2020, and that was
Yeah.
in open mode.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, glad to race you.
Yeah, you too.
How about both of our runners right there? Also, how about our tracker, SoCode2044? Thank you for clicking the buttons and making the things appear. I'm
Oh.
Adirondack Rick. I'll let Seven Center
hold
say
on.
the
So,
final
can
word.
I interrupt real quick?
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure.
Wow.
Because this is so awesome that you two commented this race. Like, have some of the best commentators in all of Rando do pick up our race. That's makes me feel special. So I just want to thank you so much.
We saw it on the docket, and we were like, "Yes, this is one that we wanted to do." So, yeah, well, thanks
Feel
for that, man.
special. Feel very
I
special. And
appreciate
thanks to the
that.
tracker too. Really appreciate them.
Yeah,
Hey, we
get to-
appreciate
we
the
get to
great
watch
words.
this back. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to see us go absolutely bonkers as this seed continues to wreck us indeed. So, yep, that's going to do it for us. Sabo, I'll let you say the final words. I'm Adirondack Rick saying thank you for joining us. Next race coming up tomorrow.
Right on. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day or evening or whatever it may be. And we'll see you back here for more ALTTPR League action in the days and weeks to come. Thanks for joining us. See you later.